Hey everyone, this is Kirk here again at OptionAlpha.com, where we show you guys how to make smarter trades. And tonight we're going to go over all of the trades that we made both on Wednesday, October 1st, and Thursday, October 2nd. It's been really crazy here with the move, so everything's all over the place. I'm actually recording this video in Starbucks late tonight because we had trouble with Comcast getting out again to the house to install our cable and internet. So it's been kind of crazy, but if there's background noise, I apologize. But again, I'm recording this in Starbucks, but trying to get it out to you guys, obviously. Go over all of the trades that we've made here in X and XOP and some of the other ones. So the first thing that we're going to do is start off tonight with some of the adjustments, and then we'll get to the opening trade in PBR and then the closing trade real quick in SPY. So really the whole story here with all of the opening trades or adjustment trades that we had with X, both on Thursday, which is today, and for all the trades that we had yesterday on Wednesday, is that we basically did this on Wednesday. We rolled everything out to November. So what we're trying to do here is take advantage of the very high implied volatility that X has right now, because actually November options are pricing really well, and so because implied volatility is high, because X has had such a huge drop, then that means that we are able to then get further away from the market, take an even more credit than we already have right now. And again, that helps recenter the strategy over where the market's trading right now. So even though X has gone completely against us since the first pop higher to 46.5, we still have our strategy that is well centered, a little bit to the left, but it's centered over the market. So we've got some room here. You can see that X is trading right about here. And with all of the positions that we have, we'd like X to be trading up around 39.40, which I don't think is too far out of the question. That's only a couple days of bouncing, and we're right up in that range. But actually, right now, our break-even point is down here below 35. So we've still got some room below the market for X to move lower and still make money on this trade. Now, today, it was a pretty interesting day. X did make huge moves. It was down around 35.5 midday. And then came back and rallied and actually closed on the day up. And we saw that kind of across the board on a lot of things. We saw it on the S&P and on the NASDAQ and on the Russell. And so if this thing holds true, we could have put in a nice little short-term bottom here, because a lot of things that we're seeing have these longer wicks on the bottom, which give a telltale signal that we put in a nice little bottom. And it was nice to see a little rally off of those lows. So if we can, again, hold this level and continue higher tomorrow at the open and through the close, then it should be good for a lot of the things that we're trading and help kind of recoup some of the paper losses that we've had. But again, getting back to the actual trades, don't overthink what we're trying to do here. All we were trying to do is roll everything out to November from October. So we did that strategically and mechanically via sometimes a diagonal. So in this case, we did a diagonal where we actually were able to move down our strike from 40 to 39 in this case. And in most of the other cases, we did it with just a regular calendar, because we sold a calendar. So we bought back that front month option, which is October, and then sold out that November option. So think of it as nothing other than just rolling the trade out from October to November. In most cases, we kept all of the strikes the same, the 44, the 46, and the 39s that we moved into 38, and the 40s that we moved into 39. Okay, so in most cases we kept them the same, but with those two, we were able to still roll out to the next month, which is beneficial for credit, and come closer to the market and still take in a credit, which is really key. So some of these diagonal trades that we made as adjustments is important because we were able to get closer to the market. Okay, so again, don't overthink it. We're just taking in a massive credit, and the entire way we're continuing to bank profits as X moves lower. So Thursday, today, what actually happened is we actually did make one of those adjustments where we rolled down our 39 calls to 35. So as X was trading lower during the day, we were able to roll down those 39 calls. We bought back those 39 calls again via a vertical call spread, and sold the 35 calls. So all we did was roll down the 39 calls, sold out the 35 calls. We took in an extra 160 credit, and what we don't account for right now is that the fact that we banked a profit on these 39 calls that we were short. So we made a couple $100s on those. We've done that consistently. So we have this kind of piggy bank of banked profits that we're working off of, and that's continuing to help whittle down this loss that we have in X as the market continues to move lower. All right, so the other trade that we had today that we made an adjustment on is XOP. So XOP was a trade that we had a very wide strangle on, and you can see that XOP had a pretty hellacious move lower the last 2 days. We had a very wide strangle on it. I still like the trade. We're not really doing too much adjusting to it because I think that this could jump back very, very quickly. But for XOP, what we are is short the 67 puts and the 70 puts. So in this case, we are now short the 70 puts, which are here, and the 67 puts, which are about here. Now, earlier today, we were short the 74 puts, which are all the way out here. So you'll notice that those were practically worthless. I think they're worth about 10 cents or 11 cents. And so what we did is we closed out of that, and we came closer to the market. So we rolled closer via a vertical spread, bought back the 74s, sold the 70s, exact same number of contracts, which makes it easy for margin, so there's no additional margin exposure. And because of the extra credit that we took on that roll, that helped move our break even out further past where XOP is right now. So you can see that our break even is just a little bit shy of 66. So we've still got a little bit of room, but I do think that we could see a bounce back definitely here in October. I mean, this is a huge, huge move lower, and it will take no time, mark my words, no time for this thing to rally back if we start to see oil and gas start to rebound here. Take very, very minimal number of days to get back up around 69.70. All right, so let's talk about the new trade that we made on Wednesday, and that is in PBR, another high implied volatility trade. And you're probably asking yourself, or some people already emailed me and said, Kirk, why are we making so many strangle trades when we have X and we have EWZ and we've got some positions that are not exactly going our way? And the answer I always give people, and the answer I'll tell you guys, is that you have to trade what the market gives you. So even though we've got trades that aren't going in our favor right now, that doesn't mean that we can't just put our tail between our legs and go into a corner and not make high probability trades when they present themselves. PBR is a great example of that. It's got almost 100% implied volatility when we made the trade. It really is the quintessential trade that you should make with a strangle, where you're selling pure volatility and premium. Now in this case, because we do have other trades that we're trying to defend, we did this one extra small. Okay, so we only did one strangle, but we sold the November 15 calls and the 12 puts, took in a credit of 186, which is huge, so that moves our break even almost $2 out on either end with PBR. And you can see here when I go to the chart, of PBR that it's still got 100% implied volatility, just huge, huge, huge implied volatility. And because we did the 15 and the 12, but took in that credit of about 186, that actually puts our break even just a little bit higher than 10, and actually moves our break even almost up to 17 on the top side. So you can see this is giving the stock a massive window to move in, and we could still make money on this trade. Okay, and that's how powerful this can be when it's done with high implied volatility. So could we have liked to get into some of the other stocks that we're in now with 100% implied volatility? Absolutely, but we didn't know that going into it, right? Nobody knows that, but you can't shy away from these trades. You got to continue to plug away, put high probability trades on, because over time, that's where you actually make good money in this market, because those trades are high probability and will eventually work themselves out. All right, so the last one we're going to go over tonight is SPY. SPY is just a simple debit put spread that we had entered into a couple weeks ago. I think we're actually about 1 or 2 days off of the top in SPY, and bought the 200 199 put spread and paid a little over 40 cents on this trade, and 47 cents, I believe, 46 cents, and then ended up rolling it for a credit. And today we closed it out for a nice 70-cent credit. So overall, we made $104 on the trade. Really was a very small hedge against the market going lower, and that's what it did. So the market went lower. Take advantage of this trade now. It's got super high implied volatility, so the actual credit isn't going to start to mature and materialize until we get further into October. But at that point, SPY could rally higher. So right now, because we've made the vast majority of what we can make on this trade, there's only about 30 cents left in the trade. We're going to go ahead and close it out, take our money off the table, again, add it to the hopper as one of these trades that can start to buffer some of the other stuff that we've got going on in the portfolio. All right, so that's pretty much it tonight. Like I said, Hope you guys really enjoy these videos. If you have any comments or questions, just shoot me an email. It's going to be hectic for the next couple days here. I'll try to continue to get out these videos as we make more trades every night. But like I said, had a little bit of issue with Comcast getting the cable and the internet hooked up at the new house today. Hopefully we should get all that stuff resolved here pretty soon. Let me know if you guys have any questions, and happy trading.